All right, here I have the second of the 4 M&C locks I got. This is the Matrix SKG3 star. So the difference between the M2, so basically the Matrix 2 star, is that this one has the sliders and the sidebar in. So it's got the same top pins, but only 5 of them instead of 6, with the spooled drivers and the tapered key pins. And then it has, I believe, 5 sliders on the side that interact with the sidebar. I don't think there's any false gates on those or anything like that, so they're very basic sliders. So there's the key in action. I said I was going to put this in the padlock each time, but it's the same thing every time. You know, you put the back piece in, the dumbbell inside, the screw in, and it just will make the videos longer for no real gain. So I left it out, as I should have. So for this, I'm going to go clockwise as if I was in the padlock anyways. And the first thing we're going to do is go after these top pins. So here I have the Jimmy Long's deep hook. So any deep hook that you have. And usually, you know, I like to start at the back. I'm going to actually turn this a little. Hopefully that's okay. And so at the back. So number 5 there is not binding, it's just springy. 4, 3. Alright, 2 feels like it's binding a little. Got a little click from that, and now it's springy. And 1 was binding some, and it's, I don't think it's springy yet. I think that's just me slipping off the actual pin. That's just, I keep slipping off the pin. Still. There we go. Alright, so I keep sliding to the left side of the pin. There are sliders on the left side, and if I put the pick too far into the left side, the pick will slide up like that on the slider. And so I have to be on the right side. I don't want to get hooked under those. Alright, so let's go to the back again. Alright, I'm trying to go back, but I can't get all the way back because this deep hook can't get under some pin that's binding. I think like 4 or 5 here. So I'll go ahead and lift that one. Oops, slipping. Slipping. I think I'm using too much tension. There we go. So I think that was 5, it feels like. Let's see what's next. Well, maybe I'm using too deep of a hook. Let's go to the medium hook. Let's see. Alright, so 5 is springy. 4 springy. 3 springy. 2 I think is springy. And 1 is binding. So let's go ahead and lift 1. 1 is kind of high up there. I'm going to go back to the deep hook. And lift number 1. Let's see if we get counter rotation or anything. No. There we go. Dropped into a bit of a false set there. So everything should be in a spool at this point, I think. So we'll go to the back again and see. So these sliders kind of binded me up when it comes to the jiggle test, but I'm pretty sure on pin 5 right now that I'm not feeling any jiggle. Yep, so let's go ahead and lift that up. Counter rotation there. Click out of that. And I'm going to let off the tension a little to if the key pin got overset into the taper type on the top, that I drop back down out of that. So that was 5. Let's double check that it didn't drop down when I let off the tension, that it actually got set. Looks like it. 4. Oh, 3. I think 3 is jiggling. Okay, whatever this is, I think this is 2. No movement. So I'll go ahead and click that up. Did I get that up? There we go. So that might have been 1 or 2. You can tell that if you've watched a number of my videos, I don't do a good job keeping in mind or even telling you which pin I'm actually on. I surely go for, I surely go off of feel. And if I feel it's not jiggling, like this one here doesn't appear to be jiggling, then I'll push it. There we go, click out of that. Let off a little just to, if I pushed it up into the taper area. Coming forward. This one right here. Click there. Dropped it into more of a false set. This might be at the point where we're on the sliders. I could go through and jiggle test all these pins, but I could also just go and see if the slider's binding. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I got this multi-pick number 10. And here's the first slider. It is binding, so the top's all set. Gotta just pick these side pins. And like I said, they have no false gates, so I just lift them up until they give free. So that was the first one. Second one. Oh, second. First one. Second one. Third one. Nothing there. So it's hard to, I can't see down the keyway. Usually with sliders, I like to see where my pick is, but I can't see down the keyway with this light. All right, so first one, feels like we're binding on the first one again. I think I overlifted that, so I'm gonna let off tension some. I can let off a lot of tension. It's a fairly deep falset to get to the sidebar, and then I'll just go over top these. I might have lifted some of them while I was picking the top pins. Man, I can't see a thing. So I'm gonna push them down so that they're in a known position, and then I'll go ahead and pick them. So first one again. There we go. Second. Third one. There we go. Fourth one. Okay, hard to tell. Fifth one. Can't find the fifth one. Start at the front again. There is a gap at the first one where I keep mistaking that for like the first pin, but there's nothing there. Second one. First one, sorry. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. And there should be a fifth pin. I'm not really finding. Oh, here we go. Is this it? I'm not really finding, I guess. Jig a little bit. Drop any overset pins. Oh. Why do I feel something at the front here? There should be no pin here at the front, right? Alright, first one here. Second one. Sorry, I'm kind of quiet. Having a hard time feeling where these are since I can't see them. I feel like I'm off by one because I can never find that fifth side pin. So this must be the empty gap right here. This must be the first pin right here. This must be the second pin right here. Third pin. Fourth pin. And this is the fifth pin here. Okay, so now at least I found all the pins. But I think in doing so, maybe something I got a little overset. This shouldn't take so long. The side pins are really not very difficult in this one. You just kind of lift them up to where they need to be. Again, I don't think there's any false gates or anything like that. So there's that blank. There's the first pin there. Second pin there. Third. Fourth. Okay, and we're open. So we'll take a look inside. Let's get some autofocus on and see what we got. Zoom that in some. Get some tools here. Lock her back up. There we go. Take off our C-clip here. Get a follower, and I'll turn, so the sidebar's on the left, so what I'll do is I'll turn it slightly to the left so the sidebar is not pointing up into the Bible. Not always necessary, but I do that just so there's not any weird holes that a driver might fall into. The back of this does have some gaps, so you want to make sure that those aren't pointing up to the top. So here's the sidebar. You can take that out. It's just a flat sidebar, nothing nothing special there. And 2 sidebar springs. If they fall out, they fall out. There's one of them. The other one's still in there, so I won't worry about that for now. Start taking out top pins. Pin 1. Come on. 1. I'm not taking the key out because that's holding the side pins right now. But it is a little annoying, so let's pull the key out a little. That will get me pin 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pin 4. Pin 3. And if I keep going, pin 2 maybe? Nope. Not so lucky. There we go, pin 2. I'll show you those in a bit, how they have the tapered tops to them. And it looks like when I was doing that the other spring came out. There it is, the other sidebar spring. All right, on the right side here, we got some sort of key control pin. So that's just like that. I guess that if you have a key that's poking that out, it might stop things from turning. And then we have our sidebar pins. They don't seem to be sprung, so that's why I pushed them all down at the beginning. That helped. It wasn't because I knew they were unsprung. I didn't even realize. Oh, look at that. There is a false gate. It looks too narrow to matter. Sorry, my hand's in the way. There is a false gate, but it's too narrow to matter. Like the sidebar can't even drop into it. So maybe it's not a false gate. It looks like one, but it's, yeah. Like I said, the sidebar can't even drop into it because it's too narrow. So it shouldn't be actually doing anything. There's 4 and 5. Nothing special on the plug there. Go to drivers. These drivers all have a spool to them. The first one here is steel for anti-drill. There is also anti-drill pin in front of it, so that's not actual chamber. And again, with these long springs, I think these are hollow in the back just like the other one. Yep. So they're hollow in the back like the M2. And we'll get all 5 of these out. There's 3, 4, and 5. Oh, there's a spring for 5 at least. And there's the 5th pin. Okay, so that's all the pins in there. Nothing else. So, that thing that I said that might be key control on the right side, this thing, there's nothing for it to actually interact with in the Bible to stop that from spinning. So I'm not sure what this piece is for. Nothing here. Nothing to interact with. I don't know why they would have this extra piece in here. Adding manufacturing costs for I don't know what reason. So we'll take a look at these pins. And the key pins, they are, you see how they have a taper to the top? And that is when you are pushing on these driver pins, you see how they have like a tapered spool. When you're pushing, you get this feeling where you're getting gradual counter rotation and then you drop into the set. But if you push on a key pin, since it has that taper top, you get that kind of the same feeling, that gradual counter rotation. And what happens is you push into there, and when you get to the thick part, all your driver pins drop, right? Or yeah, all your driver pins drop down. So that is pretty nice effect. For the sliders, yeah, I don't know why there's this little, see, it is definitely what looks like a false gate, but like I said, the sidebar is way too wide. I see a central cut has one on top. Why? I don't know. If they use this thinner sidebar, then it could drop into those. The problem is that if they use a thinner sidebar, then this true gate is way too wide, right? And it'd be too easy to get into. So in any case, we have the M&C matrix, the SKG 3-star version. Thanks everyone. Bye.